Hello and welcome to a GrowSkills webinar. We were going to do blueprinting your service today, but we've had a change of heart and we're going to do how to optimize a page because I think this will be more beneficial. It's a very essential SEO skill. It's very basic. It's essentially following a process. So I've got some of the traffickers here with me today. Say hello.
Hello.
I assume Sophie's waving. And I'm going to take you through the sort of the anatomy, I suppose, of optimizing a page. Jake, so just let me. And the traffickers will chip in with any questions or bits of advice or kind of quick hacks that they found. Hello, Jake.
Good morning.
We are recording, just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just going to put my screen off because I'm going to eat my cereal, so I'll be back in 10.
Okay. Go on then. So what I'm going to do is share my screen. So I have pulled up here a web page on the GrowTraffic website. Now, optimizing your page and your blog is the same process, and it's very, very important. And the reason that you do it is so that the Google bots can understand what this page is about, and it kind of brings relevancy. So in order for Google to understand what your website is about, it needs to have the right keywords in the right part of code. So it looks for the key phrases in the code, and it looks in the H1 tag, in the H tag, in the title, in the image title. So I'll go through all this, don't worry. But essentially you're telling Google what this page is about. If you don't specify it, it will guess. And that's not a bad thing because it kind of looks more organic, but it just helps you game the system a little bit if you can specify your keyword. It's important that you get consistency through your keywords as well. So if you've got one key phrase in your H1 tag and your page title, then you want to have it in your meta description exactly the same and a couple of places in your copy. And then you can start to introduce some different kind of key phrases, some semantics elsewhere of those words. So the first thing that I would do, I'm just going to pick a better page where you can see that there's a keyword, is so this is a WordPress website, and I think the majority of websites are built on WordPress, but they all work in almost the same way. They're kind of, everything's called the same thing, so it's fairly straightforward. So we're going to go on to pages, and I'm going to pick a page that I think is going to be the best one for us to have a look at. And just move that so I can see. Now I want a page that has got a really easy content, keyword to pick. So here we're going to use content marketing. So I'm going to click into the page. Now on this website, we use AllinOne SEO, which is just a tool that you can use to optimize your page. Other websites use Yoast, some use Rank Math, and there's a load of others, but essentially they all work in the same way. So we're going to start with this page. It's content marketing. So the keyword is going to be content marketing agency. And it's very, very important that this is the only page on the website that has the keyword content marketing agency. It's very important that you have one page per keyword and one keyword per page. So content marketing agency is the keyword of this page. So there are no other pages with that keyword on it. There might be pages with marketing agency or content creative agency, but this particular keyword is unique to this page across the entire site. And it is the only keyword that we're targeting. So if you target more than one keyword on a page, then Google gets confused and it says, I don't know what it is you're wanting to rank for. So you're probably not going to rank. And if you have more than one page with the same keyword, the pages compete against each other. So it's better to just have one page per keyword and one keyword per page. And that is the golden rule. How I keep track of that is I'll set up a spreadsheet and I'll put the name of the page and the keyword that I've optimized it for next to it. And then that way I know very quickly if I've used the keyword before and I know which words to kind of link back on. And it's easier for me to track. So
just a question on your spreadsheet, Hannah. Have we got a spreadsheet for GrowTraffic? Because obviously I've got the on-site optimization. I started yesterday. And I can't find one unless we just work our way through.
No, we've not, no.
Okay.
So yes, set one up. So yes, I can see here that I've put the page title. Now, normally on a blog, your page title is the title of your blog, but when you're optimizing a web page, you want the page title to be something that contains the keyword at the beginning and is engaging and tells people what the page is about. So the title of my page here is content marketing, but my SEO page title is content marketing agency that grows your business. Now that is too long. So you want it to be kind of between 60 and 70 characters. So I'm just going to remove some of this and hope that we get it down. So, and sometimes it is just fiddling about with it and hoping that you get to the point where you've got the right number of characters. Now, I'm not going to cry about one character over. It will show up on a crawl that it's too long, but I can live with that because actually the character limit is 70. So I'm happy with that. So I've got my keyword right at the beginning of the page title, and it's very important that it's there. Don't have your keyword, back in the, like, don't say grow your business with our content marketing agency. You want the keyword right at the beginning. Your meta description is the bit that shows up in Google. So if I look, so here you go. I've been looking for new netball trainers. So this blue thing here, this is your title. And then the bit underneath it is your meta description. Sometimes it's called a snippet. Now I would say that this snippet here by Netball Trainers, lovenetball.co.uk, is the better one because it's not truncated. It's not been cut off. So it's been specified. It's not just been, picked at random by Google. So here, I'm going to write a meta description or snippet. Google, Yoast calls it a snippet, and it's going to have my keyword in it. Very important. It doesn't matter where it goes, but it needs to have your key phrase. And if it's got a call to action, that's even better. But you want it to explain what the page is about or why somebody would click on it. It's important that it's between 120 and 160 characters, and that includes spaces. And you can find a guide to this on the GrowSkills website.
So obviously some meta descriptions on Google have come with like the 3 dots. And you're saying that's just been auto-generated in yours, for example. So if I was to write it organic, would you not recommend using the 3 dots at the end?
No, the 3 dots are because Google's chopped it off. So
no, I'm just saying if I were to write it organically and it was within 160 characters, would you recommend
3 dots?
3 or not? Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter really, but you wouldn't end a sentence with 3 dots.
Yeah.
So you could say like, find out more here, ... if you really want to, but then that's kind of 6 characters there, 3 dots and all the spaces that are not doing anything really.
Because I would say I have done that.
Well, that's all right. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, it's better if you've got a full stop.
Okay.
Right. So when you are using Yoast and actually AllinOne SEO, it is a good idea to specify your focus key phrase. Now, this doesn't tell Google what you want the key phrase to be. All the rest of it tells Google what you want the key phrase to be. But what this does do is it gives you a score. So you can start to see how well you've optimized it. So it can kind of tell where I've got it. And on Yoast, you get a traffic light symbol. I wouldn't spend your life trying to get a green, but you definitely don't want any, you definitely don't want a red. And if there's anything here that it really tells you to do, then I suggest you do it, especially on basic SEO and title. I won't worry about readability. Okay, so I've specified my key phrase, so I've got the score. I'm not going to bother with additional key phrases because that's a fallacy that people try and sell. I've done my meta description. I'm happy with my title. And here I can see what it's going to look like in real life on the website. Sorry, on Google. So now what I need to do, and I'm just going to update that. Now I need to go into the actual page and make sure that my copy tracks through, that my keyword tracks through the copy. So this website uses a page builder called Brizzy. There are a million different ones out there. Your website might use it, it might not. So what I'm looking for here is I want to check that my keyword is in the first paragraph and it's in an H2 tag. So your H2 tag is a kind of subheading, and it tells Google this is what this page is about. So first of all, I'm going to check that this is, so I can see I've got my keyword there. And then I'm just going to check if I can remember how to use Brizzy, that it is an H2 tag. So here I've made it into an H2 tag. Content marketing agency is my keyword, and I can see it there. So I'm happy with that. Now I'd want my keyword in this first paragraph. Really important that it's there, because it just kind of solidifies to Google what your page is about. So I can see I've got content marketing agency here in my first paragraph. And then I would like it a couple of other times throughout the page. So I'm going to check and see if I can see it anywhere. So I can see content marketing services. Now what this is what we call a semantic keyword. So this is like a semantic, like you would use a thesaurus to find a semantic word. Content marketing services is a semantic of content marketing agency, because you might call it content marketing agency and I might look for content marketing services. So it's good practice to have a semantic in an H2 tag and spattered through your copy if you can. I can see here we've got the keyword content marketing agency, the primary keyword. So if there wasn't the keyword in this piece of copy enough times, I would engineer a sentence to include it and make it look natural. I always say that one keyword per kind of 100 to 200 words is a good rule of thumb, as long as you've got the keyword in your H2 and in your, in your first paragraph and in an H2. And then I'm just going to check through. Content marketing is a semantic. So content marketing is in there as another H2. I've got content marketing agency here and it looks fairly natural. So I'm happy with that. What I don't have is any external links. Now, when you're writing blogs, it's really important that you put external links in. And the reason for that is it helps to build credibility for your work, because it shows that you've researched it. So you link back to an article that's relevant, that you've used in your research, but that isn't a competitor and isn't a search engine result or a social media page, unless it's really, really relevant. But an external link shows that you've kind of done your research. But because this is a web page, we're not going to worry too much about external links. What we do need is internal links. So internal links help bots crawl your page. Crawl your site, because it can kind of route its way through your website, and also demonstrates to Google how this page fits into your overall site. So that is it. Internal links are very, very important. Now you can put it in your copy, or you can have them in buttons to get in touch, like we've got here. So that's an internal link. Get in touch is not send message. And let's get going. I suspect that probably goes back to the inquiry page as well. But there's also these ones here are not links, but should be. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a link in. So I'm going to find where I can, where it's appropriate to put a link. I'm going to put one in paid. So now often you can search, sometimes you can't. So you just literally, it is as simple as literally going to your website, finding the page that you want to link to. Oh my God, I hate this website. And getting the URL. And just popping it in. Now I can choose to have it open in a new tab, which I don't want to. or I could make it no follow, which I also don't want to. And no follow just means that you say to Google, don't pass any rank onto this page, because you know, it's not important for SEO. So that's it then. So I'm happy that I've got the keyword in an H2. I've got the keyword in my first paragraph. It's splattered throughout. I've got a few internal links. I've got calls to action in there. So I'm going to update and exit this. I think when you're doing your own website, or when you're working on a website, you never worry about breaking it, because it's more or less always backed up. And as Chris found out the other day, if you break a website, you usually roll it back pretty quickly. So don't you know, worry about it. If you're going to do something major on it, which you probably aren't, it's a good idea to just check with your host that it is backed up before you start faffing around. So I've done this, so I'm happy with that. I'm happy that I've got my keyword in. Now, just a word about author. Author is very important. So Google understands that there are experts across the web, and it's looking for that expertise. So it knows that Simon Daly of GrowTraffic has got articles elsewhere about SEO. It's linked to his social media, and it's about SEO. So having the author as you know, as the proper name is very, very important. So yeah, just make sure that you've specified that. I wouldn't ever bother messing about with the permalink unless you really know what you're doing and you're going to put in some redirects. It's best to leave it alone. Categories, I would do categories only on blogs or on products. And then tags, you want a tag on your page because it helps people search. Actually, that's not appropriate. Featured image is only used on blogs. Setting your parent page is important because hierarchy is really important in Google. So if you have a look at this website here, services is the parent page. Then we've got digital marketing as a child page. Then we've got all these grandchildren pages, and Google likes that hierarchy. So if you look at this URL here, I've got services, digital marketing, PPC. So Google understands the relevancy of the PPC page to the digital marketing page, to the services page. So when you're building new pages, particularly, make sure that your parent page is specified, and that will get your, or, you know, just if you know what you're doing, put it in your URL. And change the slug, but yeah, only if you know what you're doing. And then that will show to Google the hierarchy. And this is why we use H1s, H2s and H3s, because Google loves a hierarchy. It understands it, and it helps it gain a better understanding of the site and how it sits into the kind of wider world. And that's it. If you followed all that, then you have optimized your first page. You can see that this bloody thing is not done. Probably because I made some updates. There we go. So I can see here, the only error is an external link, but I've chosen not to do that. The title is over 60 characters, but I'm happy with that. I'm going to update. And then that's it. So that is how you optimize a web page. Thank you very much for joining. Have a look on the GrowSkills website, grow-skills.co.uk. Where there's loads of resources. You can create yourself an account and sign up there for one of the packages. Thanks very much. Bye.